Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 531. My name is Chris Riccio, and I am here with Jason A. Stryker.
Yo, hello.
And Jeff Chorney.
What up, everybody?
And today we're going to be talking some games, and then we got a couple of things we want to talk about outside of that, like not necessarily news, but a few things that we wanted to opine on.
Yes.
But yeah, as usual, before that, we got to see what's going on. Jeff, how are you this week, man? What's going on?
I am great, Chris. Thank you for asking. What have I done this week? The bad news is my Xbox is sick, so I had to take it in take it to the doctors.
How sick?
What's going on?
I can't remember if I talked about this in the show or not, or if it was just like in the Discord. I get things mixed up sometimes. But
I do too.
Yeah, the optical drive has been fucking up. Like it's been fucking up for like a couple years ago. A couple years ago, it just straight up stopped reading DVDs. Which isn't a big deal. I don't watch DVDs, but the problem with that is it won't read 360 games. So the backwards compatible physical 360 games I have won't work. So I'm like, whatever, not a big deal. I don't play those too often, and I still have a 360. Then the last like 6 months or so, some Blu-rays wouldn't read. I tried watching a Blu-ray on it, wouldn't read. So I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe there's just something messed up with the Blu-ray app. Then threw to my PS5, watched the movie. Then I started noticing that some of the older physical games were not reading the disc at all. So I was like, okay, but then I'm like, oh, wait a second. I'm like, okay, Elden Ring better fucking work. So I tried Elden Ring. It still worked. I was like, okay. And I played Wu Chang through Game Pass, but I did buy it physically. So I'm like, well, I'm going to try this just to see because I don't want this like not to work either. That one worked. So I was like, okay, it seems okay. Then I tried some other games like the Grandia HD collection because I never even like opened that. That didn't work. I tried a bunch of other random games. They didn't work.
So what is it popping up like error wise? Like what does it say?
Nothing. It just doesn't do it. It goes in. I hear it like moving, like the mechanics of it moving and everything, and then just nothing. It doesn't pop up with the graphic. And then when I click on it to like manually read it, sorry, my cat's like walking. I can't see shit. Hey, I love you. You're cute for joining us, but just calm down a little bit.
I see a tail popping up in the background.
And then it just says error. I can't remember if we had an error or if it just said no disk in the disk drive. I can't remember which one it was. But thing is, Hell Is Us came out this week or last week. And I pre-ordered that physically, and that came in. And I thought, okay, well, the newer games seem to be working, so it's probably not that much of an issue. Or not much of an issue. I don't have to get it fixed right away, because the newer games seem to be fine. So maybe it's something to do with the encoding on the disc. I don't know. So then I threw that in, and it didn't work. I was like,
my God.
Son of a bitch. So I looked it up, and this is apparently a quite common problem with the Series X.
Yeah, I'm actually having problems with mine. Like it's been having trouble reading like 4K discs and shit.
Yep.
And I'll pop it into my PlayStation. It's just fine. So it's not the disc probably, but it's extremely intermittent. It's not a consistent thing. I can't like super reproduce it. But shit, I don't have any games on physical discs. So
but your 4K, your Blu-rays.
Yeah, I've got a shit ton of those, and that was my main
their player
because I've got a remote for it. So you don't have to use a controller. But lately I've been having to use a PlayStation. Shit.
So I did look it up back when it first started happening. I did see that it does the red. I guess there's the two laser, the red for the Blu-ray and the blue for the Blu-ray. The red one shorts out very easily. So that's why I figured whatever, it's probably just that. But now apparently it's also the other one. So I took it into a repair place today who are just going to replace the optical drive. So it's at the hospital right now.
Hopefully that works. Shit.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
The gaming hospital.
Yeah. I know some people but reading some of their reviews say they do a good job of replacing it. So
okay, good.
Nice.
Other than that, we went and saw Deftones and System of a Down this week.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of that you posted.
You actually went to go see them and listen on the balcony?
No. We did listen to them yesterday because they had two shows in Toronto. So yesterday's show and Wednesdays. Nice. And we didn't have tickets, but we saw a trend during these other shows that the day of the concert you can get tickets for quite a bit cheaper. Yeah, and I guess that's that probably happens everywhere for most of the time. So I think we decided to go on Tuesday, we saw the tickets were like the lowest we've seen, so we bought tickets. We had pretty good seats, and we went, and it was a fucking great time. It was so
awesome.
Good. Yeah,
seemed like it from the pictures.
Yeah. Tanya was really into it. She always liked System, and she's getting into Deftones. So that was fun. And then we did listen yesterday, and a lot of people I know went to yesterday's show. And I'm glad we didn't hold out, because originally we were going to go. We were going to hold out and get tickets for Friday's show, just to go with like some other friends and stuff and whatever, at least hang out before the show. But it was delayed by over an hour because of wind conditions. It was really windy yesterday. So Deftones didn't go on for about an hour after they were supposed to start. And there's usually a hard cutoff here at 11 p.m. because it's an open stadium. So because it's public, they got to have the noise and stuff. And we're like, okay, well, I guess Deftones going to shorten their set as we're outside on the balcony. And they did do songs in different order. So like, okay, they're altering their set. And then they just kept going. And next thing you knew, it was like 10 or like 10:15. And then we're like, are you telling me System's going to play for like 40 minutes? Like, people are going to be pissed. But nope, they must have said, nope, we're going to pay the fine, which apparently is thousands of dollars per minute after you go over 11. And they played till about 11:48 or something like that. They did their entire set. They're an hour and a half set. Yeah. So, but it was also cold last night too. So I'm glad.
Was that that was the last show, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they were in fuck it mode. Yeah, they didn't care.
Oh, 100%. Like, they were in System of Down. Like, that's totally their thing to do. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. They're like, well, listen, guys, like, to the promoters, like, you got two options. You can cancel the show, or you can cancel the show, which is going to piss everyone off. We're going to refuse to go on and play. Usually you're going to be forced to cancel the show, and you're going to have to deal with the 60,000 pissed off fans, or 50,000 pissed off fans, or we can work something out with the fines, and we're doing our whole set.
Deal with the fines. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So yes,
I mean, how much were those tickets? How much were those tickets?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we got them for cheap. Like, we paid literally like a third of what they were when they first went on sale. Yeah, and it wasn't like the concert wasn't sold out. Like, it was fucking packed. Like, the floor was like so many people, and then we didn't have floor seats because, one, we're old, and we're just. Oh, dude! Speaking of, I have to tell this story. So after
I'm trying to figure what triggered the extra story. We're old.
We're old. So
I wanted to make sure that was clear.
Right as Deftones finished, this younger couple came, and they were sitting right next to us. Now, they're drunk. They were nice. They were just drunk though, and they were younger, and they're like celebrating their 2-year anniversary. So they start chatting me up. So I'm talking to them.
They're just babies.
They're just babies. And they're like, first of all, the girl's like, "Oh, do you know when Deftones goes on?" And I was like, I just looked at her like, "Oh,
are you serious?"
I'm sore. I'm like, they just finished. And she's like, "There's no fucking way." And then she turns to the boyfriend and starts giving him shit, and he's like, "Oh, babe, I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I thought," but when they were just like, they kind of like argued for a little bit, but then they're drunk. They were fine. They didn't keep the argument going. Like, they were making out 20 minutes later, but so we're just talking, and they're saying they flew in from Edmonton for the show because System of a Down hasn't toured in forever. Haven't been to Canada in like over 10 years. And then they were like, at one point the girl goes, she's like, "Oh yeah, I like System of a Down, like Deftones, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, what?" And I started talking about, like, I could have saw them in, like, I think it was like 2000 or something, but I never went or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, well, what year were you born?" And I told her the year, and she just looks at me and goes, "Holy shit, you're as old as my mom."
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm like, "Oh, that hurt." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I am." She's like, "Oh, but you don't look it though." I'm like, "Oh, but yeah, no, but I am." And she's 27. Yeah, so she was turning 27 in like 3 days, and and during the show, like, we stood up for all of System, but she was trying to like get us like headbang and stuff, like kind of like, I can't, like, I told you I was old. Yeah, I was like, I can't. If I headbang for like 30 seconds, it's gonna put me like on disability from work for like a month. I'm like,
I'll throw out my back. I can't do it.
And I'm sitting there. I'm just like, it hit me. I'm just like, I am lame. They think I'm the lame old, like, it's like I'm not headbanging with them. And multiple times the guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go grab beer. I'm gonna grab you a beer." And I was like, no, it's good. Like I don't drink or whatever. And I'm just like, oh man, like this is why. Like if I was just younger again. But it was a great time. At some point, they ended up going more towards like the stairs area to kind of like rock out and stuff. So
nice.
It gave me a break from being like trying to be cool in front of like, kids. I could be like go back to being lame.
Who gives a shit what they think?
Oh, I
Jeff,
don't. I'm
who
making
gives
a
a
joke.
shit what they think?
Tanya was laughing like the entire. It wasn't so much.
Mhm.
Like, it was just that they were like kind of like annoying for a bit. That's the thing. Like they kept like just being kind of like obnoxious, and I was like,
and
oh
then,
my god, was I?
And
I
then
like
you
this?
turn around, exactly. Then you turn around and you're like, was I like this at 27? I was like, I don't remember being like this when I was 27.
No, I don't, but I probably was because I was that person talking to everybody at shows and stuff. And yeah, mind you, if someone was like, if I found out somebody was like old enough to be a parent, I wouldn't be like, trying to get them to do. Actually, no, I probably would. I'd play the one, be let's do a shot. Come on, man, you're so cool. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Yeah, it was awesome.
Good stuff.
That's it.
Jason, what's up with you, man?
Not too much. Yeah, just been chilling at home, playing some games and stuff. Trying to think of anything substantial that happened, and no, I can't think of anything. And you know what? That is absolutely fine.
Yeah,
that is fine. I'm in the twilight of my life. We are on our way down.
Hold on. I just want to make sure. Am I the oldest person on this podcast? Because it doesn't sound like it. Like
only by number.
Only by number. Oh man, that's good.
Yeah. No, things are good. Things are good here. How about you, Chris?
Let's see. Anything interesting happened this week? We were supposed to do Activate this week, and I don't usually do work stories, but I'll do this work story. So the reason we're doing Activate, it's essentially a team event to celebrate the retirement and replacement of an old application with something that we created, right? Well, the person who essentially was the owner of the application that we retired and literally kept it running for the 2 years that that he was on my team as we were trying to build and replace it. He was out that day. He was like on vacation, and
seriously?
and he knew that it was coming up and never said anything. So it was one of those things where we were getting ready to go, like in the next, I can't remember if it was on we were talking about it on Friday and we were supposed to go on Wednesday or something like that. And they were like, well, we just have to delay it. We can't do it without him. Like, that's not cool. And I gave him a hard time when he came back because I'm like, dude, it was on the calendar. Why didn't you say something? He's like, well, I just figured you guys would go and have a good time without me. I'm like, no, this is like, you were the owner of the app that we were retiring. That was the reason we were doing this. Like, we're not going to leave you out of it. So
having a retirement party with the person there.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's just a party, Dave.
So he was out. We were supposed to go on Wednesday, and he was actually out until Wednesday, and he came back on Thursday. Well, we had a new work sprint starting, and the sprint it was supposed to start on Thursday. When we shuffled the day around, and we moved the day to next week. So now we're going Thursday this coming week. So when we did that, because it's going to take basically half a day away from people in work, we pulled the start of the sprint into Wednesday. So the day he came back, the sprint had started the day before, and he goes, "Oh, I thought the sprint was starting the day I came back." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we started it early, and that's your fault. I'll get to that later." Like, I tend to give my team a hard time when I have the opportunity, but we all get a good laugh out of it. Of course. And I tell them that if I give you a hard time, it's required that you give me a hard time back.
No, Chris, I got to ask, are you sure he wasn't just purposely trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to activate.
Fuck this thing. I never want to think about it ever again.
I do not know that for sure. He did not indicate that. We moved the date.
He's like, son of a bitch.
His ass is going.
His ass is so hard.
Yeah. Such a good excuse.
But yeah, that's the work activity that the team outing that we're doing for that celebration. And then we insourced basically took a third-party application and insourced it into 2 different internal apps. And we're doing one for that too. That one is supposed to be next Monday, but I think we're going to move it because we originally wanted to do Six Flags. But Six Flags has some weird hour. Well,
you're saying
they really don't
kind of on winter hours, right?
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if we had talked about this on the show or not. What we found out is that, and I now that I mentioned this, I do remember talking about this part. They're open on Fridays, like for Halloween, for the Halloween thing to do. Well, they're also open the Monday of the 13th, for the October 13th, which is Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you want to call it. So I think that we're going to try and move it to that Monday and go that day. But now that's also the day that fall break starts for the kids. And Crystal and I are talking about doing a trip. So that's all blowing up in my face. I don't know what to do about that yet, but I'll keep you guys informed. Other than that, it's been lots of games. So let's talk about lots of games. What do we want to start with, guys?
Here's a small game. Small indie game drop.
Like literally a very small
indie game drop. Yeah. You guys want to talk about Silksong?
Yes, I do. In fact, quite a bit, because I was not necessarily looking forward to this because I bounced off of Hollow Knight so hard. But hype is real, and FOMO is also very, very real. So, and you know what, $20 is not that much to take a chance on. So I did that.
That's why I bought it. I bought it because it was $20, and I want to support, number one, the fact that these developers are doing what they're doing, that they're releasing this type of game, and number two, that they're doing it at a price that they obviously could have charged more for. Right? Yep. They obviously could have charged $30 and still gotten as much sales.
They could have charged $50 and they still would have gotten.
I don't know if they would have gotten as much that way, but
think so, with stuff like Prince of Persia being that price, and
Prince of Persia was $40.
Metroid Dread. Oh, 40. Okay, yeah. Well, here Dread 50 is Canadian. It's
Dread is Nintendo, so I don't even count that one. But I think this is outselling Dread, right? Isn't Silksong outselling?
Dread's Nintendo's like worst selling franchise. So
is it? Okay.
It was the best selling Metroid, but it didn't do like gangbusters or anything.
Yeah.
They're doing rather well for themselves, and you know what? I'm very glad that I took the chance because I've been playing it nonstop since I got it.
Good. Then help me.
Hugely into this. Okay,
help me, Jason, because I need help.
What do you need help with?
I need help understanding why this game is as big as it is. Because don't get me wrong, I do like it. It's good. But everyone talks about it, talks about Hollow Knight like it's the second coming of Metroidvanias, and to me, it's just like, hey, it's average. It's
another Metroidvania.
Yeah.
What I'm not butting my head up against, what I normally do, is getting lost in this game, which is funny because you have to pay for the maps for every region or whatever.
You have to pay for the maps, and you have to use an item slot for the compass, so you can see where the fuck you are.
And you got to buy something else to put the things on the map. Like there's 4 or 5 different things you need to buy, and it doesn't even complete the full map experience.
And you need to buy the quail. So not quail, the quill. Sorry, the quill. You need to buy the bird. The bird is what you use to write. But you need to buy the quill just so you can basically fill in where you've been before. And it's like, these are the things that you're making the game
roadblocks, I think,
less accessible. It's not a roadblock, but it's less accessible.
You only need to buy them once. The maps obviously you have to get in every region, but the compass and everything, that's just a one-time purchase.
Yeah,
and they're relatively
and for the
inexpensive.
People listening, just before we go too far, you're buying this stuff with in-game currency, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
Not microtransactions.
That's where they make up the $20.
That's right. It's $20, and then you spend $60 getting the map stuff.
Get the maps. But it really didn't take that long grinding, because that's exactly what I did. Is instead of trying to do it organically, I'm just like, fuck this. No, I'm going to just put my heads down, and it took maybe an hour or two to get enough for the compass and the quill and shit.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I
haven't been hurting for the
beads,
bells.
Rosemary.
What are the rosemary?
Rosemary beads.
Rosemary.
Rosary beads.
Yeah, rosary beads.
What are the shell pieces for?
So those are for your items. So eventually you'll get items like pins that you can throw or bombs, and
you got
those.
the spear, right, Chris? Because you're at that
I
boss.
do have the
same
spear.
boss
Yeah,
I'm at.
yeah, I do have the
So
spear.
what? It's like the
RB button.
Yeah, the thing. What's it called? The resource you use to use your
the
skills.
silk?
The silk. Yeah, it's your silk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. Silk is mana essentially.
Yeah. Silk just
Isn't that what
charges
that is
when
too?
you get hits. No, silk charges when you get hits. So
Right.
Yeah,
these
but
little
so does that uses the same thing though.
No,
Like if you use it doesn't.
the items don't use. I don't think they use silk. They just use the resource, the shards or whatever, the beast shards. I think they're called.
So they're like hearts in Castlevania.
Right.
So then
Yes,
you silk
Castlevania
by
hearts.
hitting enemies then, no matter what.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Silk. When you land hits, you earn silk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And same with beast shards. So you get them the same way. They're just different things.
Yeah, just a different drop. So,
okay.
Where were we? Oh yeah. See, so I'm like 9 or 10 areas that I've completed so far, and I thought it was like super far into the game. And I just got to the point where I get to the Citadel, and I there shouldn't be a spoiler, I don't think, but that's like the area that you're trying to get to at the very beginning of the game.
Okay.
But I finally got there, and I'm like, okay, here we are, final zone. The screen fades to black, comes back up, Act 2. And I'm like, fucking, are you serious? I put about like close to 20 hours in so far, and we're just hitting Act 2. So, so yeah, this game is very big, and I'm not, like I said, not getting as lost as I normally do
all the fucking time.
I'm finding that easier, and it seems like any like nook and cranny, any like area or hallway that I go down to, a corner in on my normal route, and there's something there, right? So like it just seems like there's not a ton of like dead ends, and if it is like somewhere where I can't like progress, they'll let you know, like it's a door that you're gonna have to open up eventually, or a skill that you're gonna need. So you gotta mentally make a note of that. But
that's the hard part.
Yeah, that is less than ideal for sure. Like it's not holding my hand in that regard, but I haven't needed it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's a finely crafted game or something. But they're doing something
you can
right.
put those pins on your map, but I don't think you can label them. I wish you could label them.
Either, yeah, I don't think I've laid any of those down, to be honest. But
I did do like a side quest in the first area where you have to get those the green moss berries for that lady, and I managed to do that. I was like, I saw one of those moss berries early in the game, so I knew it was in like the very first area, so I found it. But then I was like, where the fuck is this person? I totally forgot where they were, and I'm like, well, I managed to find her, but that was kind of like, I was like, it's a me problem. My memory is really bad with directional stuff. So
no, I did look one up with the druid. I think I completely forgot where they were, but otherwise, I was able to remember where everything else was for the most part.
One thing I didn't know that these games were that they were basically a 2D Souls-like. Yeah, and I had no idea.
Oh, really? Okay.
Once I made that like connection, I was like, oh, then I started to appreciate some things more than I normally would. Like the grinding for the rosary beads, like because you get the rosary beads as they would be souls in like a Souls game. And you use those beads to basically buy anything. If you die, your rosary beads go with them. And you go back to your corpse or your cocoon in this case, and then you smash it and then you get your stuff back. And that kind of makes me, I get appreciated a little bit more because I'm not looking at it as a standard like Metroidvania where it's like constant progression. I was like, okay, it wants me to get used to these levels. It wants me to know how to get to A, B, and C without using a map. Just my problem is my brain on a 2D, like on a grid base, it has a harder time remembering where things are than if it was like in a 3D map type area with like where I can see like what's it called, like why am I being so like I can't think of words.
Words suck,
are hard.
Words are hard. Like when you're telling someone like you're giving them directions and you give them certain things to look for, there's a word for that. Like
Landmark.
Landmark. Thank you. Oh my god. Wow.
I've been there, man. I know what you're going through.
Dementia's like starting or something, but yes, landmarks. Like I can't see
Again,
landmarks.
I am the oldest one on this podcast.
My god.
Only by like a year, but still.
Yeah. So not being able to see landmarks in a 3D space, totally like just my brain. It takes longer, but I will say I am enjoying it. I've definitely played it more than I have played Hollow Knight, which isn't really saying much. I'm only a couple hours in as well. Chris, I think we're at the same spot that the first big boss, I guess.
Yeah, I've only played for about my time on Steam is only an hour and a half, so I've played about an hour and a half, and I'm at that first bell bug or whatever it is.
The white bug, the caterpillar like thing.
Yeah. And he took me like I think 7 or 8 tries to finish off. There's a bit of an RNG element to fighting him, so that felt a little unusual because there's bells that fall out of the sky and then they can bounce one way or the other. And if they bounce towards you and it pushes you like towards one side or the other of the stage, and the boss just happens to come up on that side of the stage, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Right. So, it did take me a few tries, but I had his patterns down pretty quick, and it was just basically me fighting
with the hard part.
Yeah, it was just basically me fighting with the RNG of it. So but yeah, I
don't
finished him off.
Health bars for them because I like to see how much progress I'm doing each time I try, and I have no idea if I'm getting even close to beating them. I just know once those bells start falling, fucking coin flip for me. Maybe there's a way, Chris. Like for all I know, maybe when he is coming up from the floor, maybe if you jump at the right time and do the diving attack, bounce you off, and maybe that'll make
diving attack I have issues with too.
I like it. I saw you.
I love it. I used it a lot. As a matter of fact, like when he comes across, like not when he jumps up in the air and like floats over you,
on the ground.
When he scurries on the ground, I had gotten to the point where I could
hit him twice.
I could hit him twice, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that the dive like is pretty short, and you quickly dive down, and then he stops essentially in midair, and his hitbox opens up again. So instead of diving straight to the ground, he dives a little bit and then stops and then starts falling normally. And I just felt that felt weird.
Oh, especially, I thought you were talking about the beast. No, it's a she, actually.
Yeah, she, sorry. Okay. But especially after playing Shinobi, where his dive kick like goes all the way down, right? And this her diving thrust, whatever you want to call it,
it doesn't go all the way down.
It doesn't go all the way down. It goes down a little bit,
jab,
and then
kind of.
Yeah, it's like a jab, and then she stops, and she's damageable again. And several times I would do one hit, and then I'd turn around and I wouldn't get the stab off quickly enough. And instead of landing the thrust, she would fall back into her falling animation, and I would get hit. And
that's happened.
So it's just like it's little things like that are making me like, I don't understand why this feels like the second coming of Metroidvanias. Like I feel like it's good. It's a good game, but it's not like the best Metroidvania there ever was, where a lot of people make it out to be that, and I don't feel like it is. So, and I might get some hate for that
thing. I don't know. I just think it's like
it might be.
It's like the souls of that. I think that's what it is, and that's where I can see it now. I'm like, okay, if I'm comparing it to like a standard Metroidvania, I was right there with you, and I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. It depends on how much shit I have to remember, especially if I'm going to start playing Hell Is Us soon. Like that's another game that doesn't have fucking markers. And I wasn't originally going to start Silksong. I loaded up on Game Pass because I wanted to give it a shot, and I played it for like half an hour. I'm like, okay, this is okay. It feels kind of good or whatever. I'll put this on the back burner for now. But then when I was like, fuck it, I got to take my Xbox in, I decided to buy it. I bought it on Switch too, so that's where I'm playing it.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so that's right now. It's at the forefront of my games, and I'm kind of hoping, like, I do like it. I generally like it, but I just know I'm only have 2 areas right now that I'm going through, and Jason said he's like at least 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of backtracking from like when you're in like area 8 to go back to like area 2?
I mean, there's fast travel, but you got to go to a certain go to a certain point in order to initiate the fast travel.
Okay.
And I think isn't there only one spot in each area for fast travel?
Yeah.
That'll still help though. Okay.
Yeah, it will. It'll still help.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want people to get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just don't think it's the second.
Oh no, I mean it's not going to be for everybody. It makes sense, right? It's like people can't get mad at you for that.
Now,
because you're a big Souls person.
People can be curious as to why. It doesn't rank higher, but
it's for me, it's all like Metroidvanias are a lot to do with and this is just like maybe I'm spoiled. Like that's probably what it is. Like I have I get the instant gratification in a lot of these Metroidvanias because you're getting progression. Like think about what probably my favorite Metroidvania of the past 5 to 10 years is Bloodstained, right? Like you're immediately introduced to a mechanic that gives you new attacks and new progression, and like as soon as you forget that first shard, now it's like, ooh, I want more of those, right? And I don't feel that in this game, and I think that's what's missing for me. So it's less about like I get the Souls-like aspect of it. It's less about that though, and more about like I don't feel like I'm progressing quickly enough. It's like I still just how long do you have to go before you have more than just one basic slash, right for your attack?
Not too long. It's a couple areas in, you get a different crest.
And that's good. That's good news for me because I'm looking forward to to getting to that.
Right. There's been a couple other ones. One's very Hollow Knight inspired, where you have like a direct down slash instead of the diagonal one. There's also like a scythe attack, which is more sweeping. There's enough to change up attacks. I think there's not a ton though, and I think a lot of the side items that I've been coming across, whether crafting or otherwise, haven't been like super spectacular. But then other ones, change your traversal completely. You get a hover ability, or you get a dash, or you get the way to zing to hooks and shit. For me, it's been like I've gotten a payoff every time I fucking turn around. Some kind of payoff.
Good.
So that's been what's been keeping me going, I think, and what's really stood out to me that. I normally don't feel in other Metroidvanias, I think. This has been paying off big time for me.
Okay, nice. Okay, good deal.
Yeah, I haven't had a payoff yet either. At least in that first couple areas is nothing. I mean, once I got the spear, I was like, yes. But that's like kind of early-ish. And I'm literally just after that, I guess, technically, because you need that to fight the first boss, or else you can't unlock the first
I didn't use it at all. Oh, yeah, you need to unlock it.
Oh, I've been using the spear against them for sure.
Have you? I don't, because I use it for healing.
You can build up.
I'm too afraid.
You can build up. You can build up enough healing for before he starts using the bells at least one time. So that's what I usually do. I use a spear, and then once he starts bringing the bells down, I have enough to heal at least once. But speaking of dodge, how many times did you motherfuckers hit that right bumper to dodge and volt yourself towards an enemy like you can in Shinobi?
Yep. I refuse to answer that question, sir. I refuse to answer that question.
I've done it an embarrassing amount of times. Kind of like in Shinobi, the amount of times I jumped and went to double jump to hit an enemy and bounce off them like you did in Ninja Gaiden. It's like playing these games back to back is like such a mind fuck with my brain with controls. It's nuts.
It is jarring for sure.
Yeah. I do want to mention one thing though. I feel bad killing some of those bugs.
It's like your hornet. They're like moaning and shit. Like,
and they're like, they're just kind of like, oh my god,
the little wormies. It's like
little wormy guys that kind of like
they're all kind of. I'll be honest with you. Like I feel like they're all just kind of annoying. It's like, go away, get away.
Get away. You are a bug.
You are a bug. Yeah.
I'm liking it so far. I'll play some more.
I like it too.
For sure.
Speaking of bugs, I haven't found any so far, so that's good.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
Yeah.
But I credit where it's due, man. Like these guys, they probably made a multitude
we'll talk about
more
this in the next section. For sure.
That's true. I'll hold on.
Unless we want to talk about it now.
No, I'll hold on to it. We're good.
Yeah. Okay.
What else do we want to talk about? Should we jump right into Shinobi since we were just talking about that too?
Yeah, you might as well get Enobi. Get Enobi out of the way.
Get Enobi.
Shinobi. Yeah. Talk about Shinobi. You guys have both beaten it.
Yeah, so I haven't beat it yet. Yeah, Jason beat it last week, right? You had it done by last week.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get through? Did you get the 100%, or are you still working on that?
No, I did not. Yeah, I got frustrated with the Reaper rifts.
Yeah.
And I kind of backed off of that. So I was having trouble, and like I was just butting my head too much. And I'm like, I'm only going to see payoff if I do all of these, and I don't think I will do all of these. So
yeah,
I just let it slide, and I'm like, I'm good at just credits.
I started skipping some of the side stuff when I found it in the maps. I'm just like, I just want to beat the game at this point. It's not because I'm not having a good time. It's just it's exactly what Jason said. It's like, I don't want to get caught up on like a rift thing for like an hour. It's just gonna piss me off because I'm really not good at.
I did exactly what I thought I was going to do. As soon as I had all of the traversal items, I went back to the start and went through all the stages again.
Shit.
So by the time that last section that has the 3 or 4 stages in it, I still had one left in there. And by the time I got to that stage, I had all that shit. I had everything. Nice. I didn't have the dark sword because I needed like a couple of more of the rifts, but
that's what I'm was struggling with. I was able to get like pretty much all the elites and all the secrets and the sickle spheres or whatever the fuck you're picking up, the relic pieces or whatever.
Or relics.
I got like a majority of those. I got probably 90% of those. But there's the rifts that I was having trouble with.
Yeah, once I got through all of them, I posted that one, right? The one where it was basically. So we talked about last week that probably the thing I have the most trouble with in Shinobi is keeping track of whether or not I've used my double jump and used my air dash, because when you're in a situation where you can't hit the ground or latch onto a wall with the claws, you only get one of each. Well, there's an entire rift platforming area that follows around that mechanic, and that's the one that took me the longest. I probably spent 15 or 20 minutes in that rift, and it was definitely the hardest one for me of all of them. But some of those other rifts though, they're it was all like Super Meat Boy stuff for me. I was just having a great time trying to figure out how to get around stuff. I loved it. I thought it was great. I like that stuff.
Congrats. Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I did end up getting the dark sword. The only thing I haven't done is defeated the boss that you can open up after you get all 6 lab keys. So that's the only.
Yeah, I didn't get all of those either. Shit.
Yeah. That's the only thing I have left.
What is the fucking sword anyway? Like, what does it do?
It's just more powerful, and all of your trails are now dark trails instead of light ones.
Okay.
So it's just, and it's not like it's not even like super noticeable how much more damage it does, to be honest with you. Like for instance, the yellow ninjas that come, I think they're yellow, that come at me, what like we were talking about last week, hitting them too much so you can't get an execution off. Well, the like those guys, I know if I do 2 heavy slash, right, I can do heavy slash, and then immediately go into an execution and I'll get them. That didn't change. It was still 2 heavy slashes and go into execution. So it doesn't do a ton more damage, I don't think. But the effect on it is just now dark as opposed to light. It's black instead of white.
So it's basically like a costume for your sword, basically.
I mean, it does do more damage. It's just it wasn't super noticeable. That's all.
It's kind of a bummer, I gotta say.
But and I know that they'll. So we were talking about outfits in Discord the other day, Jeff, and I was asking I was trying to figure out what that last one is. That last one is given to you after you beat the 6 key lab boss. So that's where that last.
That's where the last one is.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But yeah, that game is absolutely going to be on my game of the year list. I had a fucking blast playing that game. And I can definitely see myself playing it again. Probably took me, I think,
you should beat it tomorrow. I think
getting all the stuff, I think it took me about 14 hours. So it wasn't super long, but man, what a great.
No, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah,
actually, that's
yeah,
super good. And if you haven't, once you get all the traversal stuff, definitely go back to Neo City. Neo City was my favorite stage. It has some really, really cool shit in it.
Will do.
Anything else about Shinobi?
Oh yeah, I'm still kicking it with Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Nice.
Nice.
I'll play a little bit more of that too.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I think I'm kind of close to. I would say maybe like the last act or something. I'm going towards the. I'm like going. I've already climbed the mountain, and I'm heading back down to like I guess the main base or whatever. That's where I am. So I fought. I think most of the bosses.
Yeah.
The last one I fought was Fury, the guy with the flamethrower. He was a bit annoying, but I got him. Okay, here's the thing, and I will definitely make some people upset, but I am going to beat this game. I do like it. I think it is good. I do not see. This is the exact same thing that Chris was saying about.
You don't see it as like the best of the Metal Gears?
I don't see it as. Not even the best. Like I was going to say, I don't see it as being like one of the best games ever made, or even like the best Metal Gear. But I don't have the nostalgia attached to it at all. And I think if I would have played this and stuck to it back when it came out, I would think differently. But playing it now, like even though they updated a lot of stuff and the quality of life stuff is great, it still plays like the Metal Gear games from that era. And I've always been someone who says Kojima's games look a lot better than they play. I don't think except for 5. Metal Gear Solid 5 plays like a dream. But there's still little things like when you're in cover, you can't CQC or like take down enemies. You have to get yourself out of cover, like stand up and then do it. So some stealth stuff that should feel natural at this point just don't. You cannot just do unless I'm doing something wrong. But I've tried so many times, like taking cover and waiting for an enemy to get close. Because in like 5, you just you can hit the execution button. Snake will grab them, execute them, then slam it into the wall, then take cover again. Yeah, like you can't do that stuff in like 3, and just little things like that, and just how slow it takes to go to prone and to stand up and stuff. It's kind of feels like you're kind of like in mud some of the times, but I am liking it. I'm laughing at a lot of the story stuff because the writing, again, it's definitely shows its age, and it's definitely a product of its time for sure.
It was actually like some of the goofiest that I've seen Snake be.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
which is very welcome. Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun game. I will play through. I don't think, unless the ending or the last bit totally blows me away, I still don't think it'll be my favorite Metal Gear. But I will see. I can totally see why it's a lot of people's favorite if they played it back in the day. I totally get it for sure.
Yeah. Like I have a lot of nostalgia for the bosses, the dialogue, and some of the story beats. But I think the in between stuff is where, which is the gameplay, that I don't remember as fondly, I guess. So maybe that's telling,
yeah.
But yeah, like you said, they changed a little bit, but maybe not enough, But at the same time, they would have gotten killed.
Oh, they would have gotten done.
Yeah, they would have gotten. Yeah, pretty badly.
100%.
Pretty badly, I think.
There's funny, dumb shit. Like when I was on the mountain, I was in that crocodile suit. And just like the fact that they couldn't see, I'm just like, I have a video clip I threw on, I don't know if I threw it on the socials, but I killed one guy, but it did set the alarm off because I didn't get him in time. Because another issue is even if you're sneaking up, once you get to a certain distance, if you're not holding that left bumper, they see you no matter what. They go, huh? And turn around. And you got to take them out real quick. But the other guy turned around, was looking like right at me, and I'm looking at him, aiming my gun at him, and it's like he can't see me. And like, it's dumb, but like I'm supposed to be in this camo because it is the best rated camo for that area. But it's like I'm in a mountain, and it's like they're like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's just a crocodile, up on this mountain.
In a mountain. Oh yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah, totally normal.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You got this stupid flappy like thing in front of your face because you got the the snout sticking out. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's good.
One of my favorite things to do is throw a live bait at an enemy. Like you catch a snake and it's kept in like a container. If you throw the container at an enemy, it'll pop out of the container and bite them.
Shit.
Yeah,
nice.
And then they'll kill it. They'll play an animation of them like taking out a knife and like killing the snake and it turning back into like a real ration. But then shortly after he'll like fall to the ground dead. It's
Nice.
amazing.
I got to try doing that.
Yeah, that's
Stupid
really
shit
good.
like that. That's just amazing.
That's the funny shit about it.
Mhm.
And just really dumb shit. Like they have a character in this game that essentially is the whole like Clark Kent disguise of a character.
The glasses,
And
yeah.
like the first, like I knew like right away, and I'm like, was this supposed to trick people back then? Because I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like this. There's no way this tricked any. Like this reveal could not have been like a moment because it's presented like it's a oh my god moment when you see boots and you're like, wait a second. I'm like, come on.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's a good time. And there's only one other game I played, but I got to talk about this because it's an old game. But we played some Among Us today.
Oh, really? Okay.
GSC people, yeah. And that was a lot of fun, man. That game is something, especially once we got like.
I have still never played it.
Dude, we need to get some people like us and get some people from the Discord to play because there was 3 of us that have never played it either this morning, and then Tanya ended up joining, and we played probably like I want to say like six or 7 games. I don't know. We played it for a couple hours like straight, and once you get a handle on the game, just trying to call people out and trying to bluff when you're the imposter is just so much fun. And it's fun when you're wrong and when you're right. And it's just the amount of laughing there was, and the amount of like, are you seriously like turning on me right now, motherfucker? Like you think I did it, and then you're like, then you start second guessing yourself, and you're like, I shouldn't second guess myself. I should go with my first instinct, but then you don't, and then you find out you were wrong, and it's like and it's so good. Like Tanya. I never was the imposter once Tanya joined, which is kind of unfortunate because I was blamed like 2 or 3 times. But I was able to save myself once from them not kicking me off. But I was never the imposter. But Tanya wasn't either for a while. And then literally 20 seconds into a game we started, Tanya said something. And I'm like, guys, just hold up a second. Like, hear me out.
That what she said.
I'm like, I know you guys don't know Tanya, but I've known her for like 20 years. The way she just said that, I'm guaranteeing you she is the imposter. And of course, they're like, no, she can't be the imposter. I'm like, trust me, just the way she said it, the way she said, I can't even remember what she said, but the tone she said it in, I'm like, she's bluffing. And so they didn't listen to me the first time. So we voted out somebody who was an imposter because Tanya, of course, was trying to plead her case, and it was the other person. So they kind of weren't like sold on Tanya. I'm like, just trust me, let's just do it. So we called an emergency meeting right away, and they were like, I'm going to be so mad if it's not Tanya. And of course we voted Tanya, and she was the imposter.
Oh,
that game was like the shortest game ever. And Tanya's like, I'm never playing with you again.
I was gonna say, was she pissed or what?
she was like, yeah, she was like, well, she's like in the other room. She's like, I was like, fuck her. Like, like he knew. How did you know? I'm like, just the way you do a certain something when I can tell you're kind of like unsure.
I do have it on Steam, so I can certainly play it.
And it's crossplay, so it's a good time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
My buddy Jerry actually got it for me for Christmas or something, and was like, "Yeah, we need to play." And I'm like, "All right." And I never heard about it again. I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." But yeah, I'd be down. I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just a lot of laughs, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of like double what's it called, like double agent type stuff. And you start seeing things when you're playing it, and even the littlest detail, you're like, oh, that's sus. It's so this person, and you're just like, dude, why did you do that? Like Steve, he's a listener of the show. He's listening to Dark Magical Man. He was playing, and there was a part where there was only 4 of us left, and it was just the 4 of us that were in the Discord, like everyone who was playing together, and we knew one person was the imposter. And we're all in this room because the imposter can sabotage, and they can make this like the oxygen level get sucked out of the place. And if you don't fix it, everyone dies and the imposter wins. So we all had to run to this room because we didn't want to split up because we knew it was one of us. And so we all went to fix it. And then when everyone left it to finish their tasks, I stayed in there because I was like, okay, whoever comes back to me is probably the imposter because they're going to notice I'm not with the other 2, and they don't want to kill somebody in front of somebody else. So they're going to come back to check on me and kill or try to kill me. So Steve, he comes to the door, and I'm just like, Hi, Steve. Weird. Why are you back here? He's like, why are you here alone? I'm like, I don't know, Steve. It's kind of sus that you came back here and you're the only one who came back here. He's like, I just want to see what you're doing, man. I know you're just there by yourself. And we just had this whole like back and forth. And then neither of us were the imposter. And like it was, I think it ended up being a Candy, who another person was playing with us, but it was pretty funny. Just
nice.
It's good. We got to play it. It's a good time. That's it.
Yeah,
I'll shut up now.
I'm down.
Someone else talk about a game. If there is any other games to talk about, is there?
I got one. Jason, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
So I've talked about the fact that I was going to do this for a while, and I did it. So I was saying that after I beat Death Stranding 1, I took a little break, beat a couple other games, and after beating Shinobi, I picked up Death Stranding 2. So I started that. God damn, this game looks really good. Like, it's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
The only issue I'm having right now, and this might be a just me thing, is that because a lot of it's in the desert, like in the desert during the day, it's really hard to see any text that is over like an item or something like that. So I might need to go in and see if there's anything in the accessibility that I can change for that, because I don't know if it was just, if that's just common for everyone or if it's a colorblind thing or what, but
everything. It's everything. That was with me too. I couldn't. It's very hard to see shit.
Yeah,
like the text wise, it's very hard.
But that's really the only frustration I had with it so far. It's been you know, it definitely feels more Death Stranding. Definitely getting things more quickly, like you said, Jeff. So I certainly don't feel helpless. I faced the first big BT boss. That thing was creepy as fuck. And you know, finished off the first you know, this is you're like, the first game was in the United States and this one is going into other countries, and I finished the first country that you go to, moved on to the second one, getting hit really hard with one of the story beats that I'm not going to go into, but it hurt a bit, but overall so far, you know, it's only been a few hours, but I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Is there like a particular place where you would get any bonus items that you got? Because there was a code in my box, and it was supposed to come with like an exoskeleton, and
yes, you do get those eventually. It'll just be in your you can just make it, so you know when you can like craft the stuff.
Yeah,
once you get the ability to do that, it'll just be in there. It's just an aesthetic thing.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
no worries. Let's see. What else do I have to say about that? I don't really I don't feel like I've been far enough into the game to make a lot more discussion.
Yeah,
but like
it's gonna be a while, to be honest. Because the story
definitely feels like it's this is the next step. Like, I definitely get beats of Metal Gear while playing this. Like, absolutely get the beats of Metal Gear while playing this for different reasons, like different story aspects, different gameplay aspects. You know, there's now one of the things you're judged on is stealth, where in the first game they didn't really judge on that at all. And you get like bonus likes for doing stealthy takedowns and things like that. So but yeah,
you don't really have to concentrate too much on that, just like the first one.
Yeah,
you get more for deliveries, getting their stars up. That's kind of where you get the individual stars for each like outpost type thing.
Yeah. And let's see. I don't really. Oh, I don't want to talk about the character themselves, because I don't know statute of limitations with how like spoilery stuff. But there's one particular character that messes with me a little bit from a visual perspective, and it's because that character's frame rate is different than everybody else's.
Oh yeah,
and it's weird.
The puppet.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was like
it's not a spoiler, dude. All this is in like the trailers and everything.
Yeah, so there's a puppet named Dollman that you carry around, and when you talk to him, like everybody else, like looks nice and smooth, and he's out of sync, like running at like 20 frames a second or something like that, and it's really weird. But it's pretty funny because he comes with you, and like you go to hang him on your backpack, and he yells at Sam, and he goes, "Really, Sam, your backside?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come on, I like to ride shotgun." And he like hangs him on the side of his like in the front of the backpack. So there's definitely some. No, I literally just got him. I've done like 2 missions with him. So, but I, the whole thing with Fragile in that first and second act, man, like it's a lot. It's a lot. So
it is. But there's a huge gap before like anything really meaningful in the story happens. So hang in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as the deliveries are tolerable and it doesn't get, there's not a major like feeling of tedium like the first game had.
There's a lot less tedium for sure, especially at the beginning.
Cool. So that's it for that for now. I think that's it. I'm trying to think. I did play. Did I mention I played Deltarune last week? I don't remember if we talked about that.
You were playing it with Liam.
Yeah, I didn't play it again. I was just wondering if I had mentioned it. I did also try and stream, and that didn't go perfectly well. And I was doing Ori in the
Will of the Wisps.
Will of the Wisps. Thank you. It wasn't Blind Forest. It was the second one. But hoping to figure that out because I do want to start streaming each week. I think that would be fun. So if we get the things figured out, that might be something that I'm doing Monday afternoon or Monday evening. If not, I'll do what I can and I'll let you guys know. So we'll see what happens. But that's it for me too.
Cool.
What else we got?
Not so much news. One's more of a talking point. The other is kind of news. So Sony had a state of play last week as well. It was to show gameplay and kind of like a big reveal of the 007 game by IO Entertainment. Not sure if you guys watched it. The big news is to come out of it. Not so much big news is that it's coming out March 27, 2026, so early next year. I just had a couple. I mean, I think it looks great. I think it looks like it looks like Hitman comes across between like a James Bond movie. Like it's super action packed, but you also have some Hitman style mechanics in it. I think it looks pretty cool. Check out. I'm sure they have like a trailer or something that kind of like cuts it all down. But yeah, the frame rate was definitely questionable, but it's not coming out till March, so I don't think we have to worry about that too much at this point.
We don't have to worry yet. We'll see what happens.
No. The other thing, we kind of started a discussion about it, and it's just something I want to talk about. I originally was going to do this as like a DRX type thing, but then I was like, I'm too lazy. I don't want to write out like a script of a DRX, so I just wanted to like how ridiculous this industry is as well as like gamers, because so Team Cherry just released Silksong for $20, which is an insanely good deal, considering what type of game it is. Like it's an indie game, but it's a huge indie game or whatever. And it's also been in development for like 7 years or something like that. 7 years?
Yeah. 7 years. Mm-hmm.
So what's happened is people have been giving Silksong now the Larian treatment. I don't know if you guys remember when Baldur's Gate 3 was such a big hit, is other publishing devs started bitching, saying it's unrealistic to expect quality like that out of all games that are similar, because it's just something that's not even at the thing with Larian wasn't even the price point, because Larian was a full price game. It wasn't like I mean, it was early access, but it was a full price game when it launched. Just the quality of it, because some developers don't have that like freedom to just kind of take their time and do whatever, which is true. When you don't have a publisher, you can take how long as you want, whatever. That's happening now with Silksong, where some indie devs have come out and said that now they don't know what to price their Metroidvania at, because Silksong is a much bigger game than theirs. They were thinking of charging for $20 for their game, but now they think that they have to charge less, but they can't afford to give the game away, so to speak, like for free. I don't. So that's why I want to bring this up to you guys, because I have some feelings about this, and I also, there's big media that are reporting on this, kind of giving like a like putting a negative spin on a greatly priced game. So what do you guys, initially when you hear that, what do you think? Because if you guys haven't noticed, like if you haven't read any of these articles, what do you think initially from like hearing that?
I didn't read those other articles either because I thought they were bullshit. So I kind of feel the same way. Anyway, Chris, you were going to say something?
I look at it the same way we looked at it when Baldur's Gate came out. It's like the gamers understand that this is more of an exception than the rule, right? Okay, like I certainly don't expect every $20 Metroidvania to live up to the, best of the best standards. It's a little different for me, I think, because I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like Silksong is that level, but I'm certainly not going to judge. I'm going to judge I'm going to judge the game on what you created, right? And yeah, there might be comparisons to other games, but the worth that I get out of your game has nothing to do with what I got out of another, similarly priced game. In general, that's I don't know. And there's exceptions to that too. Sometimes it's hard not to look at it's hard not to look at the what's the word I'm looking for? The best
overall,
the best in the business when you're trying to when you're trying to determine where games should land. But again, I feel like Baldur's Gate was an exception, not the rule, and I feel like Silksong for most people should also be that.
Yeah, and well, yes, and some of the things I'm seeing by some developers, even some people, because now, of course, these big sites report on this and whatever, so they start. There's the people out there who think like gaming is a charity service, like it's like support the developers. Yes, definitely support things you like and things you enjoy. But it's not a charity. Like you should not be throwing money at a developer or a publisher just because basically, like you want a good product, right? And people are kind of acting like Team Cherry are privileged. They just got this privilege out of nowhere to do this when that's not the case. Like
no, they made a really
dues.
good game. Yeah, they made a fantastic first game.
They ramped up to be able to have that privilege. They didn't look at like making a game as like a get rich fucking scheme or get rich quick thing. They made like games on Newgrounds or some shit with like Flash stuff, and then did Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was a great game, sold 15 million copies, and that gave them the ability to take as much time as they wanted to make the game that they wanted, make it well, and they can price it to whatever the hell they want. Like, and within the industry, it's also like you're competing with every other game. You're competing with people's money, and you're competing with, more importantly, in some cases, people's time. So no one's going to throw you a bone because they have the opportunity to say, we think we made a really great game here. We're not going to get greedy and overly charge. We're going to still, I think it's $5 more than what Hollow Knight was when it first launched. That's not their problem. That's your problem for wanting more out of it, and just match their price. That's fine. Like Chris said, like it doesn't matter if the game's 10 hours long or 7 hours long. If it's a quality made game, people will buy it. And it's a price range. There hasn't been variable pricing in gaming for so long, outside of a few exceptions here and there. There's usually like two tiers. Like there's AAA and then there's like AA pricing, basically. Oh, then indie. I guess there's three. As long as you're in one of those, people don't really give a shit how long a game is or how much game content there is if the game is good. And they earn that right. Like Larian did. Larian did the Divinity series. They did Kickstarters. They did early act, and then they eventually did so well with Divinity Original Sin 2 that they could afford to take as much time as they wanted with Baldur's Gate 3, do early access, and they had that time. If you hey man, publishers are gonna, if you either get the money from the publisher and you have to go by like their rules, or you go indie, work on the game when you can. Because another thing, like Team Cherry said, they just kind of worked on the game when they could. Like they all have full-time jobs and stuff. Like there's 3 people, I think. Like they weren't just cracking down and making Silksong from when they finished Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
they could afford to do that because they just did things the right way. So it just pisses me off that it's like people bitch when games are too expensive. Now people are complaining when games are fucking looked at as like a deal or like a steal almost, which that's great. When a game feels like a steal, that's the way it should be from our perspective. We're consumers. We shouldn't care how much they charge from their perspective, because that doesn't help us. What helps us is our time and our money, where that's going to. That's what we should care about. GTA 6, that's the exact opposite of the spectrum. Everyone's saying they're going to charge 100 because Take-Two is a big corporation.
Yeah, Take-Two is they're going to milk as much as they can out of it. So
yeah, exactly. They decided, in Silksong or Team Cherry decided not to. So good for them. And all three of us here, like Chris said last week, right away, he's going to buy the game regardless just to support that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can't see why anyone would look at this as a negative in any way whatsoever. And if you're a developer, and even if an indie developer, and you're upset about that, change your priorities. Don't be like how much money you're going to make. Just work on the game.
Just because one kid got an A+ in school doesn't mean that they're going to cancel school. You know.
Yes.
At the same time, though, I think this also is something that we need to hold, like gaming press accountable. Like we also they also should not be making like comparing everything. Well, this game is crap because it's $25 and Silksong is better. You know, it's like we as gamers we can't listen to toxic bullshit like that. You know, that's the way I feel about it. It's like games are going to come out for the price they come out at. And there's a lot of analysis that goes around, especially for indie games. They usually put them out for as cheap as they can make them because they want more people to play them. With Hollow Knight and Silksong, Hollow Knight they put out for $15. If you asked them if they expected to sell as many copies as they did, they would absolutely say no. Yeah. You know, so they had the luxury of having a hit, and then they, you know, so they knew Silksong was going to sell, so they can price it at a lower price point so more people could have access to it. And and here's the thing, it's like this is something that I actually was talking to my son about the other day, and you know the big thing here for me is that I'm afraid that we're going to fall into a situation where, well, I mean, I don't feel like this is going to happen, but it reminds me of the whole thing with sports games back in the late 90s, early 2000s. You guys remember that? Like EA had NFL, 2K also had NFL. And
there was a bunch of different,
But 2K put their NFL game out for $20.
$30. They put all of their games out for $20.
For $20,
all
three,
for $20, hockey, basketball, and football.
Yeah. So here in the US, they were $20 while EA was still charging $50 for all of theirs, and they were releasing essentially the same game every year, like they still do, essentially. And what happened to that? Fucking EA just decided, well, we're going to pay more to get exclusive licensing from the NFL and from different, you know, sports leagues. And now I don't think something like that happens here, but I'm afraid that there's going to be backlash from like these huge publishers that make it more difficult for indies to do what they're doing. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen. That's the only concern that I've got.
So I'm glad you bring up the thing with the media, because that's what triggered me to get actually mad, because I was like, they shouldn't be reporting on this in such a negative way, like IGN, Kotaku, like all those people.
Well, it's reviewing too, right? You know, when they review, they have to review what they've got, you know, based on you review based on what you are, whether or not you're having a good time with that property, right? And you know, price might come into it, but you can't just say, well, this game is $5 more than Silksong and it's not as good, so it's irrelevant. You know, you can't
it's a 7.
that. Right. So all of a sudden it's a 7. Whereas if it was $5 less or $10 less, it might be a 9. You know, you can't that kind of shit. We can't, as gamers, we can't listen to that stupid shit. So
another developer, which I don't have the article in front of me anymore, but they were saying that because there's only 3 people that did this in their own time, like they didn't have to pay a bunch of other employees or like a team or whatever, so they can afford to sell for that. True, There's nothing not true about that statement or false about that statement. But it goes back to the whole thing we've talked about. I seem like this entire generation. Keep your fucking budgets in check. Like, you're basically saying this team can do it with 3 people. Our team can't do it with 15 or something. Like,
and this is the second time, actually probably more than the second time we've seen that this year.
Like it's Expedition 33, it happened as well.
33, exactly. Yeah. It was a smaller team. Yes, they were more than like, it wasn't 3 people. You're not going to make a game like that with 3 people, but they were still able to put out their game for what we consider budget as a $50 game,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, and it exceeded everybody's expectations. It's like, so here's the thing. If you're going to put out a game, whatever price point you're putting it out, just make sure you're exceeding everybody's expectations, and you have to worry about it.
Don't blame others because you can't do what they're doing, and just like that's not how things work.
Especially in the indie area, like indies need to stick together and make sure that the industry
shouldn't be going at each other.
Yeah, the indies are what's making the industry move forward right now.
Yeah,
and because fucking AAA isn't doing it, right? So.
Yeah. If a team beats you in a sport, you don't sit there and be like, well, that's not fair. That team beat us because they were better than us. Well, then what do? Fucking get your shit together and kick their ass next time. Just like metaphorically. Don't like I'm mad. But I did put this question out to the Discord. It was very last minute, and I totally should have added everybody because we got 2 replies in here. First one is from Mr. Scott Sauer. He just says he's not sure he understands. He says he's not sure he understands the question. Isn't $20 pretty normal for indie titles? Exactly. I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure if he knew the context, he probably didn't see everything. He would be exactly what we were just saying, actually. Shvek says, I don't think it's an issue for the industry, but I can see diehard enthusiasts and consumers will be using the game and its price as a scapegoat and expect every other indie title to be of the same stature and find faults in others easier if not. Team Cherry seemed to hit a sweet spot regardless. Balance of quality and price, though I haven't tried it yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's accurate.
I think there will be people that do that, but I don't think that'll be the vast majority. I think the most gamers don't look at that. That's like the vocal minority are the people that would be like, well, this new Metroidvania isn't Silksong, so I'm not going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's, the same price, but we'll see. But thank you, Shvek. And Gusau, I'm not sure if you are typing something right now because you just replied to my contextual
I saw that.
tweet.
He's like, thanks for the context.
Thanks for the context, yeah.
But sorry, man. I think we're wrapping up there because that's pretty much it.
Indeed.
Support the well-lead price stuff because of your own wallet and because you like something. Don't just support stuff blindly.
Vote with your dollars.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Vote with your dollars.
And keep your fucking expectations in check. Come on.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
Yeah. That's our responsibility, 100%.
Silksong's quality from here on out. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
listen, I don't pick up a Metroidvania and think it's going to be better than Symphony of the Night or Bloodstained for me. Okay, those are still like tops. Those are still like
that's another
top,
reason
right?
why you should like Silksong is because Hornet has Alucard movement. Like when she moves back and forth, she actually backs up a little bit and then turns. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I saw a short of literally comparing the animations, and it's like,
it's
really?
Homage.
Okay.
Yeah, they're exactly the same.
Nice. Yeah. That's good. Cool. I think that's a show, gents. What do you think? Anything before we wrap up?
I want to go back and play. Let's go.
I'm gonna go beat the shit out of that Bell Beast.
Yes,
hopefully.
do that. Thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. Yes, after you beat him, you get fast travel. If you did enjoy the show, please tell a few friends about us and like, subscribe, and comment. All those things help us out. Even if you want to tell me I'm crazy because I don't think Silksong and Hollow Knight are like the greatest things since sliced bread, comment that too. I'm fine with it.
Sliced bread is pretty good.
No, it's not best since sliced bread, Chris. It's just the best since Symphony of the Night.
Ooh.
I disagree with that too.
Yeah,
well, I haven't played enough of it to say about Silksong, but let's see what else. Interactivedistractions.com, that will lead you to our Linktree, and from there you can get to Discord, and if you like what we do and you want to support us, it will also get you to Patreon. We appreciate all of our patrons. Thank you all so much. And one of the things that we do at Patreon is when we do giveaways, we give extra entries to the people that are in our Patreon. So our next, we will probably be announcing our next one pretty soon, I think. But other than that, that's it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next time.